Hot Wheels! Beat that!
Aw yeah, motherfucking Hot Wheels. If you were a boy, or a girl, not discriminating, who was born into the 2000s, Hot Wheels was probably a big part of your life. I was one of those kids. I used to watch all the Hot Wheels commercials, played all the Hot Wheels Flash games, and collected all the Hot Wheel cars, which my parents ended up giving away because I became too old to collect Hot Wheels. I still have a few, but I had way more. I swear, I'm cool. I mean, who here remembers those Hot Wheels movies, specifically Highway 35 World Race and its follow-up, Acceleracers, and that follow-up to Acceleracers that never ended up happening because the studio that made the series apparently ran out of money, so Hot Wheels just decided to just scrap the series as a whole, and we never got a sequel to the Ultimate Race. So the series got left on a goddamn cliffhanger of all things. That's always fun. I know it's been close to 11 years since the series ended, but I'm still torn up about that bullshit. Okay, with my hypes and dreams being shattered at the age of 7 out of the way, a lot of us are aware that Hot Wheels made several video games like Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver, Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver 2, that Highway 35 game that I do own on PC, but I'm unable to install it because my computer is apparently too up to date. What the fuck? But on Christmas of 2004, I received a Hot Wheels game on what I'm pretty sure was my first gaming system given to me specifically. The original Xbox, formerly known as the Xbox One. Thanks a lot, Microsoft, you fucking assholes. The original Xbox was a pretty decent system, even though it wasn't that great in the gaming department unless it was a first-person shooter. It was one of the first gaming systems to store its memory on the system rather than forcing players to use memory cards. There weren't a lot of exclusives for the system, and I even went through a phase of hating the system because I was unable to play games like Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Sunshine, and basically Nintendo exclusives. But I've grown to appreciate the system. Heck, one of my favorite video games is Tattoo the Staff of Dreams, which was the game that made me fall in love with platformers, and it's all thanks to my Xbox for giving me a chance to play it. I mean, my original copy of the game stopped working years ago. In fact, I have to rely on the game's weirdly short-lived PlayStation Network copy to play the game. But I still appreciate the Xbox for giving me a chance to play it. And I do have a good amount of memories with the oversized, outdated PC machine. I loved exploring the menus, and I did have a good amount of games to play on the system aside from Tattoo the Staff of Dreams, even if it wasn't the latest Smash Bros. Or Sonic game. Another one of my favorite video games was Star Wars Jedi Academy, and that game was fucking great. And I also rented other games like Family Guy and Ultimate Spider-Man. I even rented Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, what exactly do these games have to do with Hot Wheels? I'm about to get to that, just give me a sec to explain this shit, a-hole. The show is called Cooper's Perspective for a damn reason. Well, they all just sort of blur into my gaming experience from 2003 to 2008. The cinematic opus, you could say. My youthful mix of video games and Hot Wheels. And my Hot Wheels high was further fueled by my 2004 Christmas present, Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. A game with a strikingly similar title to two other Hot Wheels games that may cause some confusion. Very frustrating confusion. Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver on the original Xbox. Hot Wheels' track record with video games are pretty dang scattered. The Stunt Track Driver games got pretty decent reviews, but that one Highway 35 game got some pretty mediocre reviews. Kind of a shame, I would have played it if I was able to. This is bullshit! Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge was released in 2004. This is like the third time I've mentioned this, what the fuck. And I'm pretty sure it lacks all continuity with the Stunt Track games from before. But if they are connected, this titling process looks kinda familiar. So let's create a new profile. I'll call it New Fag. Wait, what? Okay, admittedly, it's pretty funny that the people who programmed this game had to put these words into the game so that younger players couldn't input them. It kinda reminds me of the password system in Conker's Bad Fur Day, except, you know, Conker was a little more self-aware about it.
That wasn't very nice, was it?
Masterpiece. Okay, let's try F the police. Damn it. F the police? Motherfucker! F the police. Fuck it, let's go. The game's story is about how a bunch of racers race on these worlds and are the subject of a game show hosted by not Vert Wheeler and his robotic assistant, not Gig. Okay, this game was released just before Acceleracers, but I was pretty disappointed that this wasn't Vert. So, Ryan Storm, trademark, hosts this coolio and rad show called Stunt Track Driver. God fucking damn it! Stunt Track Challenge, and usually appears after you complete a racing round. Fuck! Racing World. And he also alludes to whatever world you're about to enter next. Oh, and he also talks to you while you're racing.
Hey, power slide on this one to hold the road. Woo! Rock and roll! Fantastic! Those booster flames will come in real handy. Into the big loop with the backbone. Yeah, don't look down.
Wow, that's just... much better. Oh, but these cutscenes though, they're so cringy, but in that type of radical way where Hot Wheels is trying way too hard to be hit with the youth of yesterday rather than today. The animation's also really stiff and almost creepy at some points. But dude, the worlds you go through are totally diverse. There's a dinosaur one that has dinosaurs in it. That's cool. There's like this spidery insect one that has spiders and insects in it. Okay. But wait, there's more. There's pirates. And then there's tikis. Then you're in space. Oh yeah, and there's a lava world. And the lava world also has some dinosaurs in it. Kinda like the first world. So it all comes full circle. Holy shit, this is the most by numbers racing game I think I've ever played. Well, on Cooper's perspective at least. Okay, the game does try to be diverse at some level. Stunt is in the title, so you're obviously going to do some stunt challenges. Each world has the same pattern of how their levels are laid out. It's challenge, race, minigame, challenge, challenge, minigame, challenge, and race. There are 12 races, 24 challenges, and 12 minigames. The minigames are only accessible through the game show and are only about collecting buttons to unlock decals that you can put on your cars. The races are alright. There are a few tracks that are pretty meh and kind of boring. Then again, there are probably race tracks that don't have any jumps in them. There aren't any items in the race that you could use against other racers. It's just about your speed and how well you could race. And I appreciate that. The mayhem cost in Mario Kart is great and all, but sometimes it's nice to just race. You do have a boost meter that you could refill by collecting flames that are scattered around the road and by landing tricks on jumps. And you could boost by pressing A. And the tracks usually have sharp turns that a regular joystick tilt won't be enough to make the turn, especially in the space world. But you can use your brakes by holding B and you could almost drip to make the sharp turns, avoiding falling off the track or hitting the edges of the track. You could also hold X and turn left to right to make your car stand up on two wheels. I rarely ever use this. You can also look behind you to see upcoming cars by pressing the Y or the black button. And you could change the camera position by pressing the white button. Black and white buttons, really just creative, Microsoft. Wow. Every time you complete a world, you get a trophy, and if you get all 6 gold trophies, you'll win a golden car that's exclusive to the Xbox port, the Governor. It's gold, and that's about it. The challenges are pretty basic, I'm not gonna lie. The obstacle courses can actually be pretty challenging. You don't win anything from these challenges, it's more about just playing for points. You even get your own set of cars for stunts and the races, which is weird, mainly because you can't use any of the stunt cars in the racetracks and you can't use any of the racing cars in the stunt tracks. Plus, some challenges have their own exclusive car and won't give you the option to choose a different stunt car. If you were younger and played this game and also watched Highway 35, which did exist at this point, you were probably disappointed to see that 2 of your favorite cars are only exclusive to stunts. The 2 being Slingshot and Diora 2. Aside from the fact that these cars' designs are pretty freaking cool, but they were the cool cars from Hot Wheels. You know, the cars Vert and Kurt used in Highway 35 and the beginning of Acceleracers before they kind of... Yeah. Plus, I was a huge Vert Lure fan, so I had to deal with not only this knockoff of Vert Lure, I also had to live with the fact that I couldn't even use this car against the other racers, because that's fair. And I know I already mentioned this for both cars, but Slingshot looks way too fucking cool to just be limited to stunt tracks. I want to see this fucker put the pedal to the metal, not slamming itself into T-Rex teeth. I remember playing the Game Boy Advance port whenever I had the chance because I saw that it somewhat gave you the option to use the stunt cars in the racetracks. I really just wanted to use Slingshot and Diora 2. Why is it even called Diora 2? What happened to Diora 1? Oh. Never mind, Mark 2 is way better. Ugh. And hey, did you know that this game had a PC port? Yeah, and unlike the other crappy Hot Wheels games, I'm pretty sure this version is still playable. Why did I mention it? Because the PC version has its own exclusive car called the Bedlam, which takes the place of the Governor. Not only that, but on the PS2 and Game Boy Advance versions, there's another exclusive car called the Swoopy-Doo. Now, why didn't they put all three of these cars on every port of the game? I don't have a clue. Hot Wheels was just digging around or something. Was it TM constraints again? Well, the car selection's weird, but what about the music? To be honest, it's not that bad. It's about as generic as the rest of the game, but a lot of the music tracks fit the worlds they're put in and can have a very fast pace to them, even if the pirates and space-themed worlds can sound pretty dramatic at points. The challenge music isn't half bad either. I also really like the music that plays in the minigames. Somehow the Stunt Track challenge theme can make some great elevator music. Final verdict? It's a racing game. Growing up, it was pretty much my substitute for games like Mario Kart and maybe Jack X, but I guess compared to other Hot Wheels games, this one gets the job done well enough. The cars look pretty nice and can be customized in the garage, the music's passable, the worlds can be generic, but they still look pretty to look at, and it can be a fun game to reflect on if you ever go back to play the game with a cousin or close friend. It's a solid enough racing game for people who like Hot Wheels or wonder if the game is worth going back to. While it's not mind-blowing or anything, it's better than a lot of other licensed racing games I could think of. It has the cringy, radical attitude Hot Wheels is known for, and I found it pretty satisfying to play as a kid, despite it not being Acceleracers related, which I guess is my own dumb fault. Oh well, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Also, I meant to give Snowboard Kids a 7.5 out of 10, but I kinda forgot to put that in the review. There, now you can have an easier time sleeping at night. You're welcome. You know what? I'm getting kind of sick of racing games. Is there anything else to look at? Ow. Okay, what's this? What the fuck? What the fuck? That was pretty good.
That was a good throw, but it almost fucking took your eye.